2024, the bidding process has exposed FIFA's stated commitment to human rights as an absolute and utter sham. Over the next decade, Human Rights Watch will be working in close coalition with other human rights organizations, Saudi activists, migrant workers organizations to monitor the situation on the ground and to push for accountability for those who seek to profit off of egregious violations. Saudi Arabia and FIFA, respectively, are both very wealthy countries, and FIFA is a very wealthy institution. So it is possible for these workers to be adequately compensated, adequately protected, and for there to be a fantastic World Cup in Saudi Arabia that is not marred by abuses. However, given what we've seen in the lead up to Saudi Arabia being awarded the World Cup, I have serious doubts that both of these institutions will be able to do what they need to do to make sure that, first and foremost, as civil society, we're going to be monitoring and documenting the situation on the ground. 2034 will require an immense amount of construction. 11 stadiums will need to be erected from scratch. At least 4 more are due to be refurbished. So there will be an immense amount of labor necessary for the 2034 World Cup.
We think this was a really dangerous decision by FIFA. It's a decision they took while ignoring its own human rights requirements, because there are massive risks to hosting the tournament in Saudi Arabia. There are huge risks to migrant workers who risk exploitation, even death, working in hot conditions. Risks to residents in Saudi Arabia who may be displaced from their homes to make way for huge infrastructure projects. Risks. I think FIFA essentially made its decision that Saudi Arabia would host the World Cup well more than a year ago. This has been a predetermined process. FIFA has engineered the process to make sure there was only ever one bid. It has dropped its human rights requirements essentially in practice during that time and put them aside. It declared that Saudi Arabia was only a medium risk for human rights, where in fact we know that these tournaments are so vast and so expensive now to do that often it is only countries with a lack of accountability and with vast amounts of resources they can use who are able to afford to host a World Cup by itself. So yes, I think this will be a continuing trend, and that is a big risk for football. It's a risk for human rights.